Powerful and provocative, prophetic and practical,
Have you ever found yourself?
Are you dating for that person?
informative and
I feel
inspirational.
every bit of it. Like, I'm not trying to waste my
How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do. Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager. I'm gonna let this music play another round or so. Hopefully a couple of more people jump on and we'll have us a little conversation tonight. So let me let the music do its thing. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm looking at a text that just made me laugh. Oh, a lot of plays and stuff. Should I scoot over this way? Should I scoot over this way? Let me scoot over this way. Y'all come in, say hello. When you come in, say hello so I'll know who you are, or I know who's out here so I can interact with you. If I know who you are, I can kind of talk to you a little different, a little better. What's up, Kawana? All right, I can add. For some reason, yesterday I did a show and I couldn't add comments, but now I can, so we're good in that regard. Hey, Kawana, who else is in it? Kiki, okay, what's up? Y'all share this thread, please, and let's see. Tell them to tap in. Tell them we got a big announcement, and we're gonna have us a little show, have us a little conversation. I only have about an hour of recording time, so I'm gonna stay on as long as I can. And I can stay on as long as I want to, but I would like to get recorded. But I'm letting this music play, hoping that a couple of more people will jump in. And if they don't, guess what? We can talk amongst ourselves, and eventually they will come in anyway. So I got Kiki, I got Kawana, and whoever else is lurking in the background. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, Kiki. Oh, let me turn my music off. Let's turn it down. All right, so what's up? What it do? It's hot. What's up? What it do? It's time for another episode of the Intellectual Stew with yours truly, James Kirkland. And I know I'm not coming to you on our normal night, which is Monday night. It is Wednesday night. I know some of you all just getting on from Bible study or whatever you're doing. I decided to come get live. Come on, go live. What's up, Keisha? What's up, Lakeisha? I got Lakeisha. I got Kiki. I got Kawana. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's not our normal night, but I didn't want to go a whole week without coming on live and having a conversation with you all. So it's been a few good things going on this week. Good topics. And I thought that why not? I wasn't doing anything sitting at home. And I needed to make an announcement anyway. So I said, let's go live. Let's see who feels like talking. And I got a few people that are on our team that do feel like talking. This is not the one I wanted to pull up. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to pull up. Yeah. So, so we're going to have a conversation tonight. We're going to come in. We're going to talk because we have been on this kick with the bonding of the sexes. We've been on this whole thing as regards to the bonding of the sexes, and we did a live podcast in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Arkansas. There is a difference. Let me go ahead and specify. We did an event in North Little Rock, Arkansas. On that event, we talked about the bonding of the sexes. There has been this alleged battle for far too long, in my opinion. So I have decided that I would try my best to do whatever I could to start combating some of those negative, what's up, Jesse? Negative conversations, and see if we can talk. And you know what, more than anything, I think I was just trying to get us to look at a lot of things differently. And if you've noticed over the last couple of days, any of you that follow me on this page, I've started to put out some of the reels that were associated with it, and you can actually watch the entire show on YouTube. I have it on my YouTube channel. Let me put that up on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch the full 2 hours, and that includes the interview with Danny Mashan, and when Avery Thompson came on in that interview, and then after that, man, if you missed, and I need y'all to chime in, though, I need my 8-man corner to say something right here. And then when I brought in Alfred and Roz Warren, man, they had us all messed up. They really did. They had us all messed up, and it was amazing just to hear their transparency and their testimony and the things that they said, man, and the things they survived. I mean, it's funny how the very thing that other folks drowned in, other people are able to walk on, right? Because, all of us have a different walk. You often hear me use the expression that we have our own fingerprints, man. And so our fingerprints come attached to our own destinies. They come attached to our own purpose. And when we find our purpose, or we find our why, that's my why, and that's not yours, right? And it's interesting to me how especially on this platform, and so we're not with this social media thing, you have people debating other people's testimonies, right? How in the world do you debate someone else's testimony? And so when that night, man, it was so powerful. It was so powerful. And at one point, and if you what's up, Netta? What's up? If you haven't watched it, there was a point where he had admitted and had admitted an indiscretion. And when he admitted his indiscretion, he was telling about his journey back towards wholeness, or to repairing the bond, because the bond had become fractured at that moment, right? And he said that if I'm the one who committed the infraction, I couldn't tell her how long to grieve. And then somebody from the audience said, well, how long does that brother have to grieve? And my response was, it don't matter how long. That's not your situation. That's his situation. However he chooses to grieve, right? Because at any moment, if he chooses to X himself out of that situation, he could do it. He could do it, but he thought it was worth it, and he decided that he wanted to stick around. If anybody else has, hold on, what did I do? Has anything that they would like to add to that whole. They saw that they were there that particular night. My mouse is getting on my nerves, my little touchpad. And they want to add something. Let me put the phone number up. And if you want to call in, and even if you don't want it, let me take that off right there. Let me get off right there. All right. It's 9 people here. So if 9 people are watching, if 9 people would share this, we might get 18. We might get 18. So if everyone would please, ma'am, please, sir, please share this. But yeah, Alfred and Warren, yeah, their testimony was so amazing, so amazing. They were so transparent, and I appreciate it because they represented someone who, because we're talking about the bonding of the sexes, talking about male and female, heterosexual. Well, that's what I'm pushing. Relationships, and they admitted through their testimony, indirectly and really transparently, they shared how a bond can be fractured and still be rebuilt if 2 people are willing to make the steps or to go through the process that's necessary. then yeah, things can be fixed. And it was such a powerful testimony. I'm hoping, I'm praying, if y'all pray with me, maybe they'll come back when we do it again. But that was really, really powerful. And then we ended the night with a panel. It was myself, Ricky, I call him Superstar Ricky Hudson. We had Carol Rockins and Coy London. A couple of them, hey Carol, how are you? A couple of them stepped in at the last minute because I had one that had death in the family and it was a misunderstanding with another one. But they jumped in at the last minute and they really represented, and I appreciated them. So that was an awesome experience. That was a very awesome experience. And if you missed it, you don't want to miss it when we do it again. You don't want to miss it. We're only looking to grow to higher heights and to go to deeper depths and carry this conversation as far as we possibly can, because all I want to do is just get us to think a little bit. Get us to look at it a different way. Stop putting on shoes that don't fit, right? And stop fighting air. Let me just tell you this. I'm gonna get. You don't have to send no Cash App. You don't have to do anything. I'm gonna give you this one for free. If you fight air, air is gonna win every time, because I've never seen air with a black eye. It's never happened. I've never seen air with a bloody nose. And if you find yourself projecting and fighting fights that are not your fight, you are in essence fighting air. And that's something that I would not do if I were you. And I've learned in my little 51 short years of living to stop all that fighting the air thing, because if I fight air, I end up usually losing. Man, eventually you go get punched drunk. And that's taken on, like, and I've used the expression before, how one woman, a young lady, told me one time, her biggest fear was being cheated on, but no one in her family had ever been cheated on, so but that was her biggest fear. Why manifest that? Why even put that in the atmosphere? Go in planning to succeed, go in planning to win, go in planning go in planning till death do us part. If that's your assignment. If it's not your assignment, then quit messing it up. Get out. If you're not going in it to win it, don't even get in it. Don't even get in it. And that's a good segue. If anybody doesn't want to call in and talk about what happened on that night, you can, the phone number, because that's for you all. Let me hold on. That's for you all that don't like to show your faces. Now, some of you all don't mind showing your faces, and I appreciate you. But there have been those that don't want to show their face. And if you don't want to show your face, I have come up with an alternative. And that alternative is that I got a phone number now. and with that phone number, you can call in and you're able to share your convictions or whatever, your testimony or anything as it relates to the show that you think would add value to what we're talking about on tonight. And like I said, we're talking about the bonding of the sexes. Y'all see my cup? I got an intellectual stew cup. That's what I'm going to be drinking out of. Anytime I'm doing my show, live, in person, whatever, if I have my cup, I'm drinking out. Now, this is water. But don't ask me and I won't tell you no lies. But this is water for real. For real talk. I should have brought another bottle over here. All right, so y'all ready to get into the meat of the matter tonight? I want to talk about a couple of posts that I saw this week. I want to. Which one should we do first? We want to do the bad. Y'all want to do the bad? You like my cup? I want to sell them, Cuzzo, but shit, them things will be about $40, man. And that's just with me making like a $3 or $4 profit, and I don't want to have anything that high. So we probably won't be selling these cups unless I can find a cheaper vendor. But I bought mine, and I like it. It's got this water, super cold too. I should have got another bottle. I might have to play a commercial so I can go get me another bottle. But anyway, I want to have us a conversation tonight. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do first. Should we do the good or the bad first? Let's do the bad first, so we can end on a good note, okay? And listen, as we go forth tonight, at any point, if you see this phone number, 404-860-2775, and you want to join in the conversation, feel free, please, ma'am, please, sir, to join in. Now, you all have heard me talk about us, what bad influence does, because all of us have been bad victims of bad advice. And if someone has given you the position of influence in their life, I think they've given you an awesome responsibility. I think you're responsible when someone gives you influence, because if you give them bad influence and they are impressionable, if they listen to your advice and you lead them the wrong direction, I think blood is on your hand. I think, and I think this social media thing is with a lot of people, especially influencers that have not healed, who operate from a platform of hurt. The other night, Monday night, I was in a bad mood. Really, I was in a bad mood, and because I was in a bad mood, I didn't get online, because I knew that if I get online, then I'll injure more than I'll help, because I'll start saying stuff that, and y'all might like it, because you want to hear me because the world loves a narcissistic, angry black man for some reason. They always glorify him they put him on a pedestal and all that. But no, that's not what. And I did like I do when I did learn how to do when I was a little boy. When I get mad, I go to bed. So I set my behind down and got my head together. And things ended up working out. They usually do anyway, right? So, but anyway, this particular video, I thought this guy gave some bad advice. Now, he had a call-in talk show, and this guy calls in, and they're talking about roles in the marriage. He wants to really put this roles thing on. What are the gender roles? And some people let me ask that question to you all. Do you all think, and y'all answer me, please, do you think there are gender roles in the house? Do you think there are defined gender roles? These are questions. I'm not saying what my opinion is, so don't come for me, please. Do you think women should do the cooking and men should mow the lawn and wash the car and make sure the gas is in the car, but women should clean? I mean, do y'all think there are gender roles? Because a lot of people do. And so this gentleman that was hosting this podcast, he apparently thinks that there are defined gender roles. Y'all, I need somebody to answer me. Please answer me that. Do you think there are, yes or no? Do you think there are defined gender roles? And if you say yes, what do you think those roles are? If you say no, then it's just no. But while I play this video, I want you all to answer that question, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the video. And like I said, I'm going to put the phone number up again. And if anybody wants to come on and talk, do so. I think I put the link in the chat. Did I put the link in the chat? Yeah, I put the link in there. There are no gender roles. I don't think there are. Okay, Kiki, Netta. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else? Y'all keep answering that question. Let me play this video, and then we'll talk about it in a minute. Hold on.
What whole thing?
Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
They're tired?
Yeah, they got to go to work every day, just like you.
What are they tired of?
Of working. It's not hard. I mean, that shouldn't even be like, I don't even understand the question. Like, they're tired. Aren't you tired when you get home from work?
They're working every day, so they're tired. That's why I don't want to cook or clean.
Yeah. You think I want to work 8 hours and then come home and then cook and clean? I mean, I do it because I have to. I have 5 children. But yeah, I mean.
Do you have a woman right now?
What's that?
Do you have a woman right now?
I've been married I've been married for over 20 years.
Okay. Does your wife work?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the roles in a marriage?
What are you talking about, roles? Everybody does what they have to do.
Well, okay. What do you do? What does she do?
For a living?
No, in the house for the marriage. What do you guys do? What are your roles?
Role? I don't understand the question. She does what needs to be done that day if she has time to do it, and if she doesn't, I do it. I do what needs to be done that day, and if I don't have time to do it, she does it. But roles, I don't know what you're
how do you not know what roles are in a marriage? You're married for 20 years. You guys don't have any roles?
Those don't exist. Because those don't exist. Like, I'm not white. I'm not a white Christian man. I don't.
What are you talking about? I'm not white. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, because you're trying to live up to like some white supremacist ideal of the
what are you talking
family.
about?
I don't subscribe.
Nobody
to
said
that.
nothing about no supremacy.
Teamwork makes the dream work, friend. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
It's not that hard to understand. You said, why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You said, what are your roles? I said, we're a team.
If there's something that needs to be built in the house, Who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
Like if it's a toy for the kids, you know what I'm saying? My wife's better at putting stickers on, so she builds it. But if we're talking about
That's
like,
not
you know what I'm saying,
building
like,
nothing, man.
well, I mean, I'm sorry you feel
Putting
that way. It's
stickers
still a
on
task.
something, you've lost it.
It's still a task. But my wife's an interior designer, so she can build anything.
I ain't got time for no foolishness. He gone.
All right. So y'all saw that video. This was an influencer. And this influencer apparently had this gentleman on and wanted to ask him some questions about roles in the house. And he asked him who did the cooking or what would, and all this kind of stuff. And the man said, well, if my wife has time, then she'll cook. But if she don't have time, then I'll cook. We both work 8-hour jobs and we both got 5 kids. So we split up the duties. And you know what? I don't think, I don't know. I don't think anything was wrong with that. Now, I asked the question a few moments ago and I'm still waiting on some more answers. Do you think there are defined gender roles in the house? Do you think there are some things that women do that men should do? Or you think they can all do the same thing? We're equal. Let me put this. If somebody don't want to type, they want to talk. So let me put the phone number up, and I already put the link in the chat. So if you want to come on video, you can put the link. The link is on the chat. If you want to call in, that's the phone number, and we can talk about. Do you think there are gender roles? And even beyond that, let's get beyond the whole gender role piece of it. That man was doing what works in his house. And if he's doing what works in his house, who is this other influencer that's trying to influence him that what he's doing that's been working for apparently 20 years is not working? Hold on. Y'all know what I got to do in these type of moments. When I say something like that, when I say something like that, I gotta drop a bomb. Let me drop a bomb. Yeah, let me drop a bomb. Let me drop one more. Can I drop one more bomb? Let me drop one more. Just one more. All right. I mean, how in the world or how delusional is this man to think that he's going to convince a man that has been married for 20 years, has 5 children, and it's obviously working, that what he's doing isn't working? Kawana, what she said, I rarely put gas. Okay. Now, Kawana said she thinks there are gender roles in the house. Netta said no. Kiki said, I don't think there. Well, Netta said no, there isn't. Kiki said, I don't think there are. A lot of people do it, but I don't. Netta said, I agree, no roles, but definitely teamwork. Let's read what Kawana said. Kawana said, I rarely, hold on, I hit the wrong button. All right. Why I keep hitting the wrong side? There we go. She said, I rarely put gas in my car, and when I do, I feel like I'm being punished. I love to cook for my person. I love not having to worry about fixing things, oil changes, etc. I can do all those things myself, but my body ain't built for it anymore, but a man's body is. I agree with that. I mean, because I didn't, if I came home and my ex was cutting the grass, I would get mad. I mean, I didn't want her to cut the grass. I didn't want nobody to see her in the front yard cutting the grass. I don't know why. I mean, if I didn't do it, I'd pay somebody to do it. And I prefer to do it because I could pay them to do it about $40 an hour. And I think my time is worth more than $40 an hour. During that hour, I might make $100. So that's a $60 profit. So I just, I didn't do it, so I didn't. Now, but would I cook? Yes, I did a lot of cooking. Now I did more grilling than I did inside the house cooking. But I don't think that there are gender roles. Now I was a little different. Like I said, when she got overwhelmed at one time, I remember, because she was working. I mean, it was cheaper for me and my parents. We hired a maid. Well, she didn't have anything to do with it. I did it. I just hired a maid. And the maid would come in on Thursday and clean the house, and it was only $80, and it was $80 well spent at that particular time. This was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But I did things to make her comfortable, right? But I didn't. So do y'all, I mean, some of y'all not answering me. Do you all think there are gender roles in the house? And why do you think that this brother was trying to? He literally almost. What I missed what Keisha said, Lakeisha. He literally almost tried to start an argument with this guy because this guy wanted to do what worked in his house. Why would you be offended by that? Keisha said it's all. I think it's all about partnership. In my opinion, life evolves, so why wouldn't responsibilities evolve? Okay. Who else? Jesse said, there are things that I feel like I should be doing around the house, but have spent so much time single. I do everything myself or pay someone. I know better than to put any expectations on a woman, though. If I say this is what I expect, she will resent that in less than a week. Interesting dynamic. So I'm more likely, what are your strengths? I'm good at cleaning. I'm retired. 9 times out of time, she's working full time, and I have more time and energy to get things done. But like now, I'm hurt and have a whole. I can't read the. Oh, is that it? Is it? Maybe it didn't take the rest of it, Jesse. But Jesse basically saying that he knows how to do everything, so he'll do whatever needs to be done to make it happen. And I feel Jesse on that, because I don't want to. I mean, although I feel like I'm the man in the relationship, no doubt about that. I don't feel like I'm not gonna act like an authoritarian over anybody because that's not my child. I have children and I raise those children. So I'm not gonna raise my voice at anybody, and I darn sure don't want you raise. If you want to see me, you want to see a cancer shut down and go in his shell, raise your voice at me, because I promise you, I'm gonna shut down. I'm probably gonna put a sign up with middle fingers on it until you never just leave me alone, because I'm not feeling you right this particular, because I don't respond to you yelling at me. I just don't do that. I'm grown, and I wouldn't yell at you. I wouldn't yell at you. So if I don't yell at you, you don't yell at me. So I'm a little bit different. Yeah, I'm definitely team cancer. I don't respond to that. I quit a job one time, didn't know why I quit for 2 weeks, and then it finally was revealed to me later in. Well, oh yeah, you quit because he lightweight threatened you. But that, I don't respond well. But let me see what Africa said. Africa said, I believe there are definitely certain things that a man should do, like taking out the trash or lawn care or getting the oil changed in the vehicles. Some gender roles need to be in place to make sure that women are walking in our femininity, and that we allow space for our men to properly lead. Okay. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about? Do you think sometimes women get in the place of men leading? Because it's possible, especially if you've been leading your own home for the last 20, 25 years. Ever since you've had children, if you've never been married, and it's very possible to end up being to get in the way of a man trying to lead. We got this whole term of alpha men and beta men and all that kind of stuff, but I just say men. And sometimes it takes a woman to help a man become a better leader. I know one particular woman. I won't say who she is, but I watched her make her man look good all the time, because without her, he would have looked like a hot mess, but because that's the power that I think a woman possesses. I think she recognizes, we talk about how a man covers a woman, but I think a woman also covers a man. She makes sure he's, and that's mutual. That's when relationships are mutually beneficial, right? Mutually beneficial. It's not just, because we had this. That's one of those other myths, Kiki, that's out here now is, who's the prize? Who's the prize? Who's the prize? And at the end of the day, the relationship is the prize, because we both, if we're doing it right, we both benefit each other. I make you better, you make me better. And when that happens, then the relationship evolves. We go to another level together, right? There's no 1 + 1 = 2. There's 1 × 1 = 1. I become more me because of you, because my destiny is tied up in you. Right. And I put this post up last week. Let me see if I still got it. Let me see if I might keep hitting this wrong button. Let me see if I still got it. Let me see if I still got this post. I think I still have it. Where is it at? Where is it? I might not. Is this it? If it's not, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. If you don't understand the us in relationships, especially in marriage, you'll always think you're being used. How does that work? If we're married and the two became one, two became one flesh. How can I use you? We're one. We're one. We're one. We're one. We're one. And that's the thing that a lot of us miss in relationship, because that it keeps us focusing on his and hers and mine and not ours and theirs and all those pronouns that make us that make us tight, that gives us connection, right? Because we're always pointing the finger, right? And we think we can. No, not when you get married. Let me see. Africa said something else. She said, I've been on my own since I was 17. So if he doesn't do it, I'll be in autopilot and I'll do instinctively. And out of habit, I'm acclimated to handle business at the same time. But the question is, do you step on his toes while you're doing it? And while you're doing it, do you remind him of what he's not doing? Because sometimes people are penalized for what they don't know. Certain things, I mean, you don't know. I hate to say it, I'm 51 years old, and I can't remember a time that I've really planned a vacation. So somebody said, you've never planned a vacation. You're right. I've never planned a vacation. Not like that. I'm going on a cruise, or, I might find a hotel if we went to Florida. But as far as planning a vacation out of the country, I've never done that. I can probably, but that's not on my mind. So you can't penalize a person for what they don't know. And sometimes I think we as people end up doing that because we have this figment in our mind. And if you have this figment in your mind and you have these thoughts going on in your head, you can't penalize somebody else for you having your thoughts and you didn't invite them to the party. I'm clairvoyant, but I'm not, I don't have the gift of reading minds. I wish I did. What'd you say, Netta? Netta said, I am so independent because I have been on my own and a single mom for over 20 years. It is my natural instinct to just get it done. And I don't think that's a problem, Netta. If it's a natural instinct to get it done. But I think it's a problem when you don't just do it. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a relationship and you do it, and then you remind somebody else that you had to do it and that they didn't do it, and why you had to do it because they didn't do it, and that causes confusion. When you could have just done it, or you could have invited him to do it with you. Hey, come on, let's go do this. And now he might do it, because you've kind of invited him to do it with you, and now he has knowledge of how you like things done, and then now this builds partnership, right? But so many things can be solved with a simple conversation and a little change of mind, right? Creativity is such a powerful thing, but we're so shapen by negativity, and we're so shapen by, the fear of failure, and we think that, and our society is so punitive, man. We're so punitive to the point that if they don't do it, we feel like we can punish. How do you punish some grown folk? That's beyond me. And so in this conversation, this man, he's having this conversation, and dude is telling him, he said, and that what blew his mind was, he said, "Are you married?" Dude said, "Yeah, yeah, I've been married, 5 kids, 20 years." Conversation should have been over. In my opinion, the conversation should have been over right then, because he has been doing. Relationships are autonomous. What does that mean? They're individual. They have their own fingerprint. What one person does in their house. See, if I'm married to whoever I'm married to, right? If I'm married to that individual, we're creating a culture in our homes. In our home, I mean. And that culture is, what traditions we start to create. Are we gonna have a date night on a certain night? Are we gonna have breakfast on Saturday mornings? Are we gonna sleep in? We start creating a culture, right? And whatever culture that I have at my address might not be the same culture you have at your address. So when we start giving out this one size fits all advice, it doesn't always work. It's a reason when you go to the physician, they ask you to fill out a form, and they start asking you questions like, are you allergic to certain types of medicine? Because if they just gave the same type of medicine to everybody that walked in the lobby, it's going to be some people that are allergic to penicillin, or it's going to be some people that are allergic to a certain type of medication. And if you give them the wrong medication because you thought it was one size fits all, you do more harm than good. And that's what happens in our society, right? So that's why I've learned, even when I went through my divorce, it was more beneficial for me to sit down and heal, because I knew Reverend Kirkland had a little influence, and some people listen to what Reverend Kirkland said. So I didn't want to be guilty of saying the wrong thing and bleeding on somebody unintentionally, because I had to share my truth. Really? No, you need to heal. And then you share your truth when you're healed, because it's always better to share truth past tense when you've gone through it. And you can say, I went through it, but I say, but the Lord. You know, y'all can say what y'all want to say. I don't know, but you can say, but me, however you say it. But I say, but the Lord. You know, whatever it was, I like a past tense testimony. Right now, true enough, I'll go through it now. Some things now, that's not a one size fits all statement. I'm talking about when I'm hurt, or when I'm going through something. Then it just makes sense for me to make sure that I'm healed first. And I think a lot of people don't speak from that same platform. If you didn't listen to that video, I'll play I can't speed it up, but that man, that he's an influencer. He's taking phone calls. He's telling a man who's married and happy that he shouldn't be happy because he's not doing it the way he thought it should be done. So that's one conversation. Now, this is the one all of y'all jumped on last time. Let me put this on the screen right quick. And like I said, we're not going to be on but another 15, 20. We ain't going to be on too long tonight, because I just want to make this announcement. But this is the one all of y'all jumped on, and y'all love. This is the man of the year, apparently. Let me read it. Let me put it out. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right. So hopefully I can read this. All right. Is it showing? Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's showing. All right. This is what it said. It said, when we first started dating, hold on, let me see. Yeah. When we first started dating, I didn't handle conflict well. This is her talking. I was extremely defensive, and when I was offended, I was extremely unkind. I blew a lot of things out of proportion. I was very emotionally immature, unhealthy, and unhealed. Oh, I said that backwards. Anyway, I know I could have lost him. He had every reason to give up on me, but he didn't. One day he told me God gave me the grace to deal with every broken piece of you. I was sent here to help you. So instead of matching my fire, most times he speak calmly to me and set a boundary, i.e., either you can calm down or we won't talk until you can. He would never sweat the small stuff. I'm sorry. And if he had an issue with me, he spoke maturely. Where am I at? I'm backing up. Oh, yeah. And if he had an issue with me, he spoke maturely, honestly, and gently. After a while, I started to change, mirroring what he modeled to me in conflict. I didn't even notice at first, but we started arguing less. I forgave faster, and I began to stop sweating the little things. Finally, learning how to properly respect him. He's a man that demanded respect from me, but he's also a man that never wavered in his respect for me. He took the first step, and I couldn't be happier to have this man lead our home. Yeah. He's a man that demanded respect from me, and he's also a man that never wavered in his respect for me. He demanded respect from me, but he never wavered in respect for me. He took the first step, and I couldn't be happier to have this man in our home. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? That man, she admitted that she was a mess, that she was angry, that she spoke out of turn, she was disrespectful, all of that. But this particular man said that God gave him the grace to deal with every broken piece of her. That's deep. But what that tells me is that there's somebody for everybody. And like me personally, I don't, if God didn't give me the grace to deal with that, I probably would have put that Baptist finger up and exited stage right so quick, because I can't deal with all the attitude and all that kind of stuff. But somebody can. And I respect him because he was man enough and he loved us enough. Okay, what you say? She was used to dealing with a certain type. He came in and showed her a real man, and he changed her heart. So it is possible. It is possible. Is anybody here that's ever met somebody like that? You mean, and be honest, were you cantankerous? Did you have that bad attitude? Were you hard to deal with? Were you out of your soft girl era? You were hard, and somebody loved you through it? And if they were making an attempt to love you through it, would you allow them to? I got to give her credit that, and I thank God that I'm thankful that this young man said that God gave him the grace, because if God gives you the grace and you're willing to stay the course or stay on the path to do what's necessary, then I don't think he'll lead you where his grace can't keep you. So I think if he keeps you in that situation, then he's going to show her your heart. And then eventually you'll love it. Man, the average person probably wouldn't have been able to love her through that. The average man or the average woman, same thing. She probably wouldn't. And tell the truth, most women are encouraged to leave this type of man. Am I lying? If I'm wrong, tell me, please. If you have a man that's mistreating you, or that's argumentative and is always causing issues, most times a woman would be encouraged to leave him because she's afraid he's going to become abusive, and then even beyond the physical abuse, there's a verbal abuse of somebody talking out of turn, talking down to you, all those types of things. So if that man had been a woman and that woman had been a man, if the roles were reversed, everyone would be on her for not leaving him. Why would you stick around for that? Why would you subject yourself to that treatment? But this man, he said that God gave him the grace to deal with listen to this, give the grace to deal with every broken piece of you. That's deep. When he says that, and that, because that means he saw her, and as he saw her frailties. He saw where she was fractured. He saw where she needed to be restored. And because he saw where she needed to be restored, and God had given him the grace to deal with that. Everybody doesn't have that type of grace. And that means everybody ain't going to put up with your stuff, right? Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, Keisha, one day. But and that's and you know what? But you have the opportunity that this young lady never took. This young lady never took the time to look in the mirror and see that she was broken. Right? You've heard me oftentimes say there was a long period of time that I didn't look in the mirror. And if I didn't look in the mirror, I didn't see the flaws that I was dealing with, because I did have them and didn't even realize I had them until I finally set my little behind down and looked in the mirror and saw where I had been fractured. In that story, that woman didn't even realize how messed up she was until he kept on loving her through her frailties, through her fractured moments, through her cussing him out, getting angry, starting all this thing. But he said, God gave me the grace to deal with every broken piece of you. And in other words, he saw her life as a puzzle, and it was fractured, and he was going to have to help put those pieces back together. Man, that's love right there. And that's the kind of and guess what? Now that he's done it, now he's reaping the benefits because he loved her through her mess. Man, I commend him and I commend her for making that change. Let me see what Jesse said. Jesse says she and I wouldn't have made it. I don't have any magical ideas about being able to save anyone or being put here to deal with anyone. I can see what's wrong with you from a clinical, surgical side, but I'm not going to let anyone walk on my peace. And so many people feel that way. And Jesse, because you say that, and Jesse, because I say that, and because women who are listening who might look at this woman's story, and let's look at it one more time. They might look at her story and say, you know what? Maybe I've been acting kind of like her. Maybe I've been doing some of the same things. Let's look at it again. He said flat out. She said, here, let me read part of it. I don't want to read the whole thing again. But she said, when we first started dating, I didn't handle conflict well. I was extremely defensive. And when I was offended, I was extremely unkind. I blew a lot of things out of proportion. I was very emotionally immature, unhealed, and unhealthy. I know I could have lost him. He had every reason to give up on me, but he didn't. And one day he told me, God gave me the grace to deal with every piece of you. I was sent here to help you. So instead of matching my fire, most times he'd speak calmly to me and set a boundary. Either you can calm down or we won't talk until you can. He would never sweat the small stuff. And if he had an issue with me, he spoke maturely, honestly, and gently. After a while, I started to change, mirroring what he modeled for me in conflict. I didn't even notice at first, but we started arguing less and forgave faster. And I began to stop sweating the small stuff. You know what happened? At a certain point, she learned that she could trust him. I don't want to compare her to a dog because she's not a dog. But if you have an aggressive dog and a person is training that dog, after a while, when the dog realizes who the leader is, it kind of falls in line because it realizes it's going to trust that person for his food, going to trust him for his safety, for his survival, for his lodging. Not that a woman's doing that, please. I'm just using an analogy. But the way she acted out of turn, and I hope no one here or that's listening right now would excuse her behavior. Because I know some women. I know some men, same thing. And all this is mutual, like I said, no categories. But I know some people who would choose chaos over peace. I've asked this question in the past. Would you rather have peace or would you rather get your point across? And I've had so many people in the past say they'd rather get their point across and rather keep the peace. And I think in the right situation, you can do both. If you just wait 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Let the temperature of the room change. 5 minutes, and typically, I think you can get both. What you're trying to get, both things at the same time. But I'm like you, Jesse. I don't think I would have had the grace to deal with that. I wouldn't have, but somebody has. All right, Lakeisha said I would rather keep the peace. Me too. But you can also. Do you think sometimes? I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that because it could come out wrong. I told you I'm trying to practice wisdom in what I say. So, but anybody, like I said, they have a comment on this particular post and don't want to type it, call in. Phone number is, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Phone number's right there, 404-860-2775. And that way you can call in and share your convictions as it relates to this person, because the woman admitted she didn't handle conflict well. Do you think you handle conflict well? I know some people that I've dealt with in the past that in order to get motivated, typically they have to create their own crisis. And I heard an old man say one time that planning on your part does not. What question did I just ask? You said I do. my mind, but poor planning on your part does not necessitate an emergency on my part. If you got something going on in your life that's causing heat or causing stress, don't bring me that stress. Whoo, this water tastes. Man, drinking water out of this cup is almost like drinking water out of a mason jar. Y'all too young. Y'all don't remember that. Oh, yeah. You handle conflict well. I think I handle, well, I ain't gonna say I handle conflict well, but I handle conflict better. Because sometimes some of us can say we handle conflict well, but we're passive aggressive in how we handle that conflict. Now, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna mind my business. you just snuck it in indirectly, you know. So I think sometimes we say we handle conflict well, but we're sneaking a little bit passive aggression in there at the same time. I've seen it happen. And I'm doing better at you do that too. So you are passive aggressive. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. At least you admit it. That's the thing. Let me see. Lakeisha said, if I do communicate clear, it's when communication isn't clear to communicate where I get frustrated. Yeah. And sometimes we hear through different frequencies. We're saying one thing, we're just not saying it the way they might be saying it one way, but they're not saying the way we like to hear it. You know, but Gary Smalley said men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And if we're from two different planets, that sometimes we might speak different languages, and that's the whole courting process, and that's the whole marriage process, and when we mess around and fall in love and get married and we grow old together, now we can hear each other. You know, even we can interpret each other's thoughts, all those types of things, right? When we go through the process of time. But sometimes we think people know us and we only known each other 3 or 4, 5, 6 months. Courting changed. Courting has changed. Courting has changed, man. We get to know people on the internet and over the phone, and if you get to know somebody over the phone, the internet, you're only how much of the bad parts do you think you really get to know? How much of the bad things are you really going to really get revealed over the internet, over the phone? I mean, you're only getting to meet the people's best. And it's not necessarily, I don't think it necessarily means that they're sending the representative. They sent who was presented in that particular moment. You don't get to know everybody. How much of someone can you get to know over the phone and through the internet? Because all you're going to talk about most times are the good things. Because if somebody called you on the phone and you met them over the line online, and they start telling you the bad things, that relationship is going to be cut off real short. And that's why we're disappointed, because we set up these ideologies and these figments of our imaginations of what we want, and we think relationships are like Build-A-Bear, and they're not. we can only put on the parts that we want and exclude the parts that we don't want. And if that were possible, man, all of us would be great. But it's not. It's unrealistic. Yeah, what you say, Jesse? Jesse said, I sure will. My weapons aren't daggers, they are needles. It's all about where you stick it and how deep. I get you. But yeah, so we got to learn communicate. Communicate. I mean, and it's one thing. There's a difference between communication and effective communication, right? Somebody could be talking, but that don't mean the other person's listening. And I learned in an interpersonal cross-cultural communication class, in a conversation, there's a sender and a receiver, and the sender is responsible for making sure that the receiver receives the message, right? Because the message is the medium. How do you get the message from the sender to the receiver? It's through a medium. And whatever that medium is, you put it out there so that that person can decode the message that you're trying to encode. And if I'm the sender, I want to be effective in communication. I want to make sure I make this message as clear as possible, so that whatever medium it is, whether it's by telephone, whether it's by FaceTime, whether it's by a text message, if I got to send message by a homing pigeon, whatever I got to do to send this message to make sure that it's effective. And if I've if I've watched you, if I know you, if I've paid attention to you, if I've noticed your idiosyncrasies, and I know your little hangups, and I know what you like and all those types of things, then I'm going to wrap that message up in the things that I know about you, the things that you like, so that when I present it to you, I'm going to present it as effective as possible so that you understand the message that I'm trying to encode so that you could decode it properly. Oh, I said a lot. It's my responsibility tonight, as you listen to me, to make sure that I try to make a message clear. Sometimes I speak in parables because I don't want everybody to understand. I'm only speaking to a certain crowd. But then sometimes I have to break it down and try to say it as clear as possible because I want the masses to receive it. I don't talk to leaders like I talk to laity. I talk to people, I talk to you different, right? But I understand, but that's because as I communicate, I also understand that I'm communicating to different crowds. So if you're in a relationship and if you're taking the time to learn your partner, learn what they respond to, learn their idiosyncrasies, learn their proclivities, learn what they like, learn what they don't like. As you learn these things, you as the sender, when you send a message, you learn how to say it where they understand it. And you realize sometimes I had that conversation in my head. I didn't really have that conversation with him. And don't get mad at him if he didn't participate. That was a joke. You can laugh if you want to. But I'm laughing, but very serious. It happens. It happens. But at the end of the day, my thoughts are that we need to figure out how to have. But in this instance, she was trying to communicate. And sometimes she would struggle with communication. And he recognized that. He said, you know what? Since you can't communicate properly, we're going to stop talking until you're ready to communicate properly. And that's me. I will shut down on you. That's why I tell you it is possible to get your point across and keep the peace. That's why I tell you that. All you got to do is wait 5 minutes. Wait till the temperature dies. I know, but some of you so headstrong and so hell-bent that you got to say it right now, but ain't nobody listening. That's not effective communication. How does that work? I would rather, as a sender in this scenario, I would rather make sure that my message is clear. And if that means I got to walk away, walk outside, drink a glass of wine, drink some water, whatever you need, whatever your guilty pleasure is, go eat some Tiff's treats, cookies, whatever you got to go do something, and then come back and say, hey, listen, let's try this again. Now, grab his hand, look him in his eye, let's talk. Now, the ground is fertile. It's fruitful now. Now we can have some good talk because the atmosphere is right. Why keep trying to press something when the atmosphere is right? Yeah, I remember when in the country. I'm from Sherrill, Arkansas. I don't know. In the country, I'm from Sherrill, Arkansas. Whenever the storms would gather in Yonder's Break, and the lightning would skip against the patina of the midnight sky, and the thunder would begin to roll. In other words, when the storm would start, grandmama would say 2 words: sit down. Is that what your grandmama said? She'd say, sit down. And then she'd say, let the Lord do his work. Sometimes when the storm is brewing in a relationship and it looks like it's about to be chaos, both of y'all, the good thing to do in that moment is sit down until peace and the calm comes, because the storm is going to pass over in a moment. And when it passes over, then we can have effective communication. Now we can talk. And if we have effective communication, now we can get clarity. And if we get clarity, now we can come up with a solution. Yeah. Ain't nothing. There you go, Keisha. Nothing wrong with taking a time out and reapproach. I spoke a word. Yeah. Pull back. You know that. Listen, Netta, am I lying? I told you, Sherrill, Arkansas, by way of Pastoria. And you know there's nothing but open fields out there. So you can see a storm coming off in the distance. It'd be like a great divide, be dark this way and clear skies this way. And then when that storm call come, grandma would all tell us all, Granny, Jamie Lee Mazik, bless her heart, she's been gone since 1994, I think it was. But she said, sit down somewhere. Let the Lord do his work. Kiki, you from Wabasika, you know I know. And look, and I know you know. And while we sat down, all of us lined up on that couch, couldn't say a word. Now, my granny was different. Granny be over there praying, Jack. She be calling on Lord, my footsteps that got now, Lord, you know all about me. I don't bow for shape, form, or fashion. Neither is an outside show for an unfriendly world. My footsteps and got short, my eyesight then got dim. And Lord, you know all about me. And Doc, she's praying, and I'm sitting there just watching because it was beautiful. But she knew that the storm would be over. And then peace and calm would come back. In a relationship, sometimes storms come. You're going to have storms. There is no ifs, ands about it. There's going to be some chaotic times. There are going to be some times that you disagree. But as two logical, intelligent, preferably you're intelligent, adults, you should be able to communicate. Netta, you said that your mouth could be reckless. You said your mouth could be reckless. But you're super intelligent. I've been knowing you a short time, so I know that you have other words you could say instead of those words. And if you waited, like I said, 5 minutes, and when you calm down just a little bit, then it just comes out a little bit different, And I'm not picking on Netta, but Netta said it. That's the only reason I'm saying it, and I appreciate that about her. She said that's how the fields are in Newport. My granny and big mom would say was the same way. Netta, now you brought up Newport. I remember one time I went down to Newport, and I pulled into a gas station, and man, all these doggone grasshoppers, when they covered our car up so fast. I mean, all the mirror, the front windshield and the back windshield was filled with, I don't know if those were locusts or grasshoppers or what, but that was the craziest stuff I had ever seen, and that was in Newport. Just stopped in the gas. I mean, soon as we pulled in. Now, Netta, y'all might have the grasshoppers, but Pastoria got the worst mosquitoes I've ever had. Them mosquitoes used to be so bad. Woo, them mosquitoes was bad. We'd get in the car after leaving Granny's house, eating dinner on Sunday night. Man, if you accidentally left the dome light on in the car, when you got in that car, those mosquitoes would tear us up. Yeah. That was amazing. That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, so we got to be careful. We have got to be careful. And as we grow up, because some of I'm in my 50s now. My next relationship, that's why I'm picky, man. Because my last relationship I made it 20. My last relationship I made it 20. I made it 20. And I'm 51 now. And if I got married in the next year or two, I hope I can make it another 30, 40, 25. Lord, let me live to be, hopefully. And my dad's 73 so far, and they tried to get him, but he's still here. But I pray, I live. But whatever it is, whoever I want to grow old and with someone, and I want to make sure we have a relationship where we get to know each other, we can communicate, where we, peaceful relationship. So we can. I think if we're peaceful, we're able to produce. And if we're not peaceful, then it's so hard to produce. And I don't want to be in a relationship where it's not productive. I don't. So I commend this brother. Like I said, Lazarick, what's up, man? I wouldn't have been able to deal with what he went through. But I'm not knocking a brother who does. Because Jesse, somebody likes to be like, well, couldn't have been me. Well, it wouldn't have been me. That's not my testimony. That's his testimony. And I'm not going to insert myself in someone else's testimony. I'm gonna be like the young man in the room. Y'all remember those that were there? Jesse, you were there. Netta, you were there. Lakeisha, you were there. But I'm telling you, it was just a knee-jerk reaction. He said, "How long that brother got to suffer?" The brother was up there saying he wanted to suffer because the marriage meant that much to him. But somebody else on the outside looking in got the audacity and the temerity and the unmitigated gall to say how long that brother got to suffer. And the brother had no problem suffering. And that's what he said. As long as it takes. I know it wasn't you, Jesse. I know who it was. I know exactly who it was. Jesse, you're so funny. I appreciate you for coming too, Jesse, man. But what you said, Netta said, I'll be 50 in July. I'm beyond picky, and I've never been married. Yeah, I was married. I was married, and I fumbled. I mishandled. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I did learn a lot. Jesse said, I'm the one who has never cheated over 50. Okay. I'm the one who has never cheated over ever. Okay, 50. Okay, good thing. I can't. That ain't my testimony. I'm the healed now, thank God. Just said he was willing to suffer as long as it takes. He sure did. He sure did. And when she saw him over there suffering, she said, "You know what? I'm not absolved in this situation either. I played my part in this part. I played my part." Just Lazare saying his testimony, and I'm not bragging about that because I'm not because like I said, you it's too many people involved. Now, Roz and Alfred are proof that some can live through cheating. Because if those that were there, y'all gotta watch, y'all gotta see the next one. Those were there. I didn't ask him to tell that testimony. I didn't know about it. I had no clue that he was going to say that. I hope they do. I really do. But he shared that information, and it blessed a lot of people. It really did. And I think their marriage is going to help save a lot of people's marriages. And it's going to also give a lot of people a proper perspective of marriage, because I think so many of us have an improper perspective of marriage. Lazare, you weren't there, man. But when we did our live podcast in North Little Rock, Arkansas, we had a couple there, and we interviewed them, and he shared he cheated, and he talked about how she talked about how rough it was. He talked about how he had to be available. Oh, you were okay. Cool. Yeah, that was major, man. I keep forgetting over 1,000 people watching, so people did get a chance to see it. That conversation is something else. And listen, perfect segue because I'm about done. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. I'm glad Netta is on because Netta is on the dream team. Lakeisha's on. She's on the dream team. Kiki and Keisha are on. They're all on the dream team. Here it is on Saturday. No, that's the wrong flyer. I'm sorry. I put the wrong flyer up. Hold on. Wow, hold on. I can do it right fast. Let me pull it up. But on Saturday, May the 4th, let me find it. How in the world did I do that? On Saturday, May the 4th, we are doing the live podcast again. And it's going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas this time. And it's going to be at, my mind is lost. It's going to be at the Kappa House. At the Kappa House. Let me put this phone number up. Netta, somebody come on here and tell these people what's going on, because my mind is discombobulated right now. Because I thought I had the right flyer and I don't, but I can find it real fast though. Hold on, Canva. That's what I need on my phone. Yeah, but it's going to be on Saturday, May the 4th, and it's going to be 6 o'clock. Who was my 380 lady? I walked back to her car that night. I don't know who was the 380 lady he's talking about. That is the right flyer. Hold on. Watch this though. I'm gonna show you how quick I can do this. Hold on. All right. Listen, I promise y'all, I used to not be able to do this kind of stuff, but I can do it now. The Kappa Center, hold on. I used to be, I can do this better now. Oh, Lord. Let me do this real fast. Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be at the Kappa Center. Okay. Thank you. Hold on. I got a phone call coming in. All right, hold on, Netta. All right, Netta, you there? All right, let me add Netta to the call, y'all. Netta, that's why I like you. She all right. She steps in quick, fast, and in a hurry, so I can fix it.
My brother out. He was
help your
struggling
brother
there
for a hot second. I was. All right, tell him what's going on now, please. Thank you.
Okay, part two of Bonding with the Sexes. Saturday, May the 4th, 2024, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Kappa House on Asher Avenue. You do not want to miss this. Part 1 was absolutely phenomenal, and part 2 is going to be over the moon. It's going to be epic. You gotta come. You gotta be there. The flyer, all information will be going out tonight. We look forward to seeing everyone there Saturday, May the 4th, 2024 at the Kappa House on Asher Avenue, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
All right, that's exactly what's going on. And now do this one more time for me, Netta. I had you do it yesterday.
Okay.
You know, but I want you to do it for me one more time. Netta was the one that was responsible for making the sign that you all took the picture in front of. So I appreciate you for that, first of all. But Netta and I had never met. Netta came because she
No.
and my cousin are good friends. So Netta came with no expectations. She just came
None.
to help her friend.
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. She came, her purpose for coming that night was to help her friend. And because her friend wanted to help her cousin.
My sister.
Yeah, her sister wanted to help her cousin. And so she said, I'll help, you know, and so she came out and she did her thug thizzle. And it worked out perfectly. And but what did you see when you got there?
First of all, people I had never met. I know we chatted, we got together as a team, we chatted, planned the process from A to Z. I never met anybody a day in my life. Just the team came together like we've been knowing each other for years. And that was just super cool to me as a individual. But the event itself, the guests, the panelists, everyone was so warm, so welcoming, so inviting. It was real live grown folk type stuff. You know, the conversations, the panelists putting their stories out there, telling their stories, giving the ups and downs of being in relationships, being in marriages. It was phenomenal, beyond phenomenal. There was so much to take away, so many moments and so many wow moments, but so much to take away on a positive level, so much that you can take away and apply to your current relationship, your next relationship, or, you know, the whole 9 yards. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I didn't expect what I experienced.
Did you notice what didn't happen?
No arguing.
No arguing whatsoever.
No arguing.
No
None
point
of that.
No point. No pointing the
No
finger.
pointing the finger.
Yeah.
Everybody they acted like the grown people that we are. And those are the type of events that I'm drawn to. If it's got drama behind it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But
And did
and even with that,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, even with that, you know, as a small business owner, I just don't want to attach my name to something with drama behind it. And that was not the case at all with this event.
And you notice we had good food, good
Yeah.
good
And it's
alcohol, all that.
Right.
And how much did we charge them the first time?
Nothing.
Then charge a dime.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. Now we
Because
can't do
we
that. We
didn't
can't
know
do
what
that.
to
We
expect.
can't do that every time.
No, we can't.
No,
we can't.
but
No, we can't do it every time.
But we wanted to show that the first time, right? And we
Right.
showed it. And we showed
Right.
it. So what we're doing now, everyone, is we've moved to a larger venue. It's the Kappa House on Wright Avenue. Real nice. Real nice.
I said Asher. I always call Wright Avenue Asher.
They run into each other. But right, they run into each other on Wright Avenue. I mean, it's on Wright Avenue. Very nice venue, bar, kitchen, all those things. Now, these are the prices that we come in. We have two options for you, okay? And I'm going to put the link in the chat where you can actually go to the website and purchase tickets if you want to purchase tickets, all right? But the first option is a general admission option, and it's going to be $20. To get in for $20, I got to put this on the other page too. For $20, you get in, and also you get in, and you also get finger foods. It will come with. Now, you will have to purchase your own alcoholic beverages at that price for $20.
Right.
Now, but anybody know that's been there and you've seen Tony, you see what kind of
Tony don't play.
Yeah. So
Tony don't play.
Yeah. So if you see what Tony's doing, then you understand that Tony's putting it together. You know, and we're not going to be charging full prices like that. But you will, if you want to buy your drinks, you can do it that way. Or if you do the VIP option, there will be a VIP option. The VIP option is $40. Now with $40, you get special with guaranteed seating.
Mhm.
You also get to invited to a VIP reception where we will serve
Mhm.
food. It will be more than finger food. It's going to be more along
Right.
lines of dinner type food, but that will be included as well. And also, you will have access for those who drink. You'll have access to unlimited drinks. You can have as many drinks as you would like to have that night. Now, I don't think you have enough time to get toasted like that. I don't, because
Not in
yeah,
2 hours, baby.
yeah,
If you throwing them back like that.
yeah. But I don't think you'll be able to do it. But the event, the reception, VIP reception, will be from 6 to about 6:45, 6:50, and then at 7
Mhm.
o'clock we will start the live recording, and we'll record until approximately 9 o'clock. And then after that, we'll
Right.
mingle and we'll get on out of there later on, and we'll have a good time. But it's $20
Right.
for regular
General.
admission. And he said, "Well, you stupid." He said, "How much for a very comfortable choir? I'm not going to be healed up by then." Comfortable chair. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of you. Just get there. But like I said, it's $40 for VIP. But VIP is not just the chair; it's also the reception with food, and it also is. I got you. We do have a few plus chairs. Remember that for me, Netta. Jesse's gonna need
Okay.
a upgraded chair because he's not gonna be healed by then.
I remember him.
He just had surgery. Yeah. So
I remember him from the
Jesse,
last
you gotta
one.
get that's the VIP option, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll
Right.
figure it out. But yeah, $40 for the VIP. And that is all the alcohol you want. That's also all the food, the VIP reception, photo ops, all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. And then
Right.
for those that want to come, $20. Hey, that gets you in the door. $20, and we're not gonna leave you empty-handed as well. You will also get you ain't got to pay unless you're gonna buy 40 for you and buy somebody else for one for 20. But that's $20. You still get finger foods, and I had to calm Netta down because Netta was about to give y'all too much food for $20. I ain't gonna lie. She's about to have a whole table. I mean, she's about to have a buffet for y'all. You're not gonna get that much for $20 for real. But
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
so
an event planning and caterer, that's what I do
I
on
understand.
a regular basis.
I understand. But yeah, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. You're gonna at least have what we had last time as far as finger food. So
With a little bit more.
and a little bit more. And that's because you're paying $20. So I want you to get some bang for your buck. Now listen, if this is not for
Right.
you, that's fine. I'm trying
And
to
they
tell.
can always go back and look at the clips from the
Yeah.
first one on your page
Yep.
and get a general idea as to what the first one was like
And
and
yeah,
the atmosphere from the first one.
absolutely. And my purpose for saying that if it's not for you, that means don't spit poison on it. Don't start going and trying to tell it, because if it's
Right.
not your thing, it's just not your thing. If you don't want to pay $20,
Right.
I only want 50 to 75 people, so that's fine. I mean, if it's not you, I'm okay with that. I don't want anybody to be there that doesn't want to be there. I
That's
don't.
true.
I don't
That's
because
true.
you're gonna be the one coming in trying to argue, and I don't.
But you're right, and that's not the atmosphere that
That's not that.
we are looking for
And tell them I'll shut it down.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm wise enough to shut it down. I don't do it. I don't do it. I'm trying to put this link in the chat. I put it in, but it only went to YouTube, so I got to put it in this other way. But yeah, so the event is coming. There are links that you can go and purchase. Please let me tell you how this works. Keisha has done an excellent job putting this together for us. So what happens is when you register, as soon as you pay your money, you're going to get an email, and the email will have your QR code. That's your ticket. That's your ticket. And listen, the VIP tickets, they are not transferable. Don't think because you have a VIP ticket that you can go and get your friend a drink. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let them buy their own drink. I just put the link.
We've already discussed how we're going to do all that. So
okay, cool. All right, yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This team, I told them I wasn't gonna get involved, but I can't help but keep getting a little involved. But I'm not overstepping my boundaries, am I? Am I, Netta?
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
And this only reason I'm letting
is your name.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I really do. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. If you have not gotten your tickets, go ahead and get your tickets. Keisha, click on that link for me to see if it takes you to the page, the one I just put in the chat. Look at just check on that link. And if you have not, I'll have the flyer on my page. I'll tag all the people that are on the team. You can, if you need a ticket, reach out to Kiki, reach out to Lakeisha, reach out to Netta, reach out to Jacqueline, and you can get your ticket. We have 2 links. Go to the website. The website, let me put the whole website in here. Well, on the page. And if you go to the website, what you do is you go to the events page and scroll to the bottom of the events page and look at there's the yellow tabs, and the yellow tab, the yellow tab at the bottom, and that's where you can buy your tickets at. Okay, so go down to the bottom of that page and you can go ahead and start getting your tickets for that, and we'll be good. All right, so that's the event. Go to the www.theintellectualstew.com and go to the events section. Scroll to the bottom of the page and you can buy your buy your tickets there. And like I said, once you pay, you will receive an email with the QR code. Click the link at the bottom. One of the links will say VIP, and it tells you what you get for VIP. The other one will say general admission. And you click, and one of them is 40, one is 20. Click on the bottom. I've been working all day trying to put that together. Jesus. And Keisha worked all day putting it together on her part. So there it is. You all can purchase your tickets there, and we will be good. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can actually call me at the number that I had on the screen a moment ago, 404-860. Let me take that banner off. 2775 404-860-2775, and we'll get this taken care of. But otherwise, there'll be 2 links. One link says VIP, please read, and one link says general admission. Now, when you put your phone number in, it asks for a country code. That means you put +1 and then your phone number. That's all it is, +1. It doesn't mean the link doesn't work. I promise you, when you put your phone number in and it doesn't look like it's working, it works. It works. It works. What's it doing? Oh, well, it's tripping now because I'm on the phone already. I'm on the phone. If you want to call, let me hang up. All right, Netta, we'll talk. If you want to call in, he can call in. All right, bye-bye. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Netta. Yeah, it's tripping because she was on the phone, so I don't have call waiting, I guess. So, but that's what that is. Okay, so y'all can call in, call me, whatever, and we will get you the tickets, and we'll be good to go. All right. So I think that is all for tonight. I think that's all. So let me start my music, and we'll get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all for stepping in. Like I said, I'll post the flyer on my page, and then if you reach out to me or go to the website, and you can get the phone number. I mean, you can go to the page, the events page, and get exactly what you need, the information you need, so you can purchase your tickets. Okay, so we're looking forward to it. I'll see you all on May the 4th, unless Jesse's about to call. Okay, no, he said peace out, y'all. All right, so let me put the website up one more time. www.theintellectualstew.com. Go to the events page and you will see us there. All right, I'm out. The world is changing. Why do you remain the same? That's how I leave every time. Have a good night.
Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew. Intellectual